This video will be a continuation of the previous video. We're going to be talking more about our experience on The Price is Right.
Oh yeah!
Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are the Traveling Glossers. I am a travel nurse and can work anywhere in the United States.
And I'm an online English teacher and I can work anywhere in the world.
We have been traveling since September 2016.
Since the day we got married. When David got picked, there were only 2 more people that day that were going to get to go on stage. What was it like to get your name called?
Well, first of all, when they're calling names, you can't hear them at all because it is so loud. So they actually have a sign that you have to look at the name on the sign. And Rachel, you actually caught that my name was called before me.
Yeah.
And you were just screaming. And
I was like, you got picked.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And it was actually really funny because me and Rachel had predetermined that if she got called, I would kiss her. Well, I got called, and so I went to kiss her.
I totally forgot.
And she totally forgot the plan.
I was just jumping.
It felt a lot more awkward than it looked on the screen, thank goodness. Yeah, so anyway, it was pretty wild.
He was running up on stage, high-fiving everyone. So David had 2 chances to get on stage. The first item was like jewelry. He looks back at me and I'm like, I don't buy jewelry. I was like, $1,200, I don't know.
Which was exactly what I was thinking. You
Honest-
actually did pretty good with that one.
Honestly, someone bid right over you and got on stage with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I really lucked out.
Really lucked out.
Really lucked out with the next product. It was the Nintendo Switch. I had just been searching for a Nintendo Switch to
He
buy.
wanted it.
Yeah, I wanted one of these. And so I knew, I was like, as soon as I saw that thing, I was like, I'm getting on stage. This is really gonna happen. And it was the last chance too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
everybody was bidding these high numbers, like
Everyone was
$700,
bidding, like-
$800, and I was like $450, you know? Ended up being like $500 something.
And they were like, David, how they say, David, you are the winner. I forget.
Yeah, it was nuts.
They called him on stage because he was the closest one. And honestly, I was shocked. I was like so happy because you gotta keep in mind, this is the last chance we have. We were like,
Yeah, I was the last one to go on stage, wasn't
Yeah.
it? For the whole night.
so he goes on stage. Were you as shocked as I was?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you don't really. I mean, I was just kind of on autopilot, honestly,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like, I wasn't really nervous because I thought, this is a dream, you
Yeah.
know? Like, my gosh, this isn't even real.
So he gets on stage. He shakes hands with Drew Carey.
We kind of mentioned this earlier, but he noticed my shirt.
Yeah.
And he even called out Rachel
Yeah, he
because
said
your
hi.
shirt said Team Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. And it was a game for a car.
So the game was lucky number 7. So the prize was a brand new car.
Yeah, it was a little Mitsubishi Mirage.
Yeah. David had $7 and you have to guess the price of the car. And every time you're off, like if you guess 3 and the number's 5, you have to give $2. And you need to have at least $1 left to win. So David would look at me for the answer. Well, guess what? I counted on the row of people in front of us, which was an amazing group of people. They were so fun. So they would tell me the number that they thought, and then
You would tell me.
I would like hold up the number, and then David would say it. But it was so fun. So it was like a group.
It was a group effort.
So the audience really does help. It was awesome. So you,
Honestly, I depended on Rachel and the audience, honestly, for the whole entire game. I almost feel like the person in the stands is just as important as the person who's actually on the stage, because you have so many numbers being like called out to you, and you just kind of want to like hone in on your person you came with.
at the end, did you only have $1 left? Because I really think you only had $1 left.
I think I might have, yeah.
So it was that close. So he wins the car. I'm honestly way more like freaking out than he is. He's like super calm and collect on stage, which was probably for the best because he like could think clearly. If I was on stage, I wouldn't have been able to think. But I'm in the audience like freaking out. Like he wins the car. You got to like go in the car, didn't you? And like
Yeah, I got to go in the car, and then, naturally got to spin the wheel.
yeah, which was really cool because you were the last person to spin the wheel because you won the biggest prize.
And it was pretty funny because there was a lady who spun right in front of me, and she fell over.
Yeah.
It was so funny because Drew, she falls over, and Drew's like, "Oh gosh, darn it!" and we both help her up.
Yeah,
Oh, it was so
funny.
funny.
Hello! Oh, Jordan, are you all right? Are you okay? Oh, man, are you all right? Oh, well. Don't worry, nobody's ever gonna see it.
That was hilarious.
So then the two people in front of you went over.
Yeah, I won with like 45.
Yeah, because
they both went over 100.
So he only had to spin
I got
one
really
time.
lucky with that.
That was awesome. So then he is in the finale. We had talked about beforehand how we only wanted trips because we don't want to accumulate more stuff for traveling. So he passed up the first thing.
Yes, I did, because we had predetermined in our practicing and our preparing that if there were items on the first one, that there was probably going to be trips on the second one. So there were a bunch of items, a new car, and workout equipment, and so
Who needs
I was like,
that?
I'm going to pass that up. We want the trips. And
So the lady bids on the first showcase. So for your showcase, what were the 3 trips that we were trying to win?
there was a trip to Australia, there was a trip to Montana, and a trip to St. Lucia, which is a Caribbean island.
We wanted it so bad. So, you know how we said we listened to the audience, we won the car? We were very thankful for that. But we also kind of like listened to the audience too much at the end.
Absolutely, because if we could have a 6th tip, it would probably be to make your own decisions when you feel like the audience is wrong. But when you have so many people screaming out the same number to you, it's just, it's
It
hard.
was so
Believe
hard.
me. We even had a plan, and it was very hard to stick with that because of the audience.
Yeah, our
saying,
plan was we had a certain amount that we were gonna do for international trips, 10,000 and 5,000 for trips that were not international.
Yes, and if you do the math, there's 2 international trips there and 1 domestic, and so that would be about $25,000. The audience was telling me to like do like,
28,000.
but the price ended up being like 24,900 something. So even if I would have done 25, I would have been over by 100. That probably been worse.
The audience had convinced me that we were going to win because they were like so sure. And so those people were all like, okay, get ready to get on stage. There was this person that came by and they were like, are you with David? And I'm like, yeah. So I honestly was ready to go on stage, but we didn't get it, but that's okay.
The lady who won the final showcase, she had lost her game. And so it did even out. I mean, I left there with a Nintendo Switch and a car, and of course the experience of being on the show. So
It was awesome.
it would have been a perfect game had I won the showcase, but spread the wealth. Gave her a little bit of something. Her son's probably driving that car right now, and she had said something about she was gonna give it to her son. But
So Dave, good job getting on. I'm really proud of you.
And good job getting us there, Rach, because we wouldn't have gone if it wasn't for her. As soon as I knew that we were going to San Diego, she started thinking Price is Right.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So thank you, Rach.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good job.
But you won all this stuff for us. And
But you got us there twice. And she's the one who actually figured out how to get the tickets, which is
Yeah.
free, by the way. But
Yeah,
it's,
that's awesome.
I think it's just a little bit tricky, but you figured it out.
yeah.
So that concludes all the footage from our Price is Right experience. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos in the future.
Thank you for watching.